Hello and welcome to our presentation for Year 7 new intake parents and families, and of course the students currently enjoying your last few weeks of Year 6. This is the first of our information films that we'll be making available to you in the coming weeks as we look to support you as you make the journey to us here at Knutsford Academy, where a world of educational excellence, strong community and fantastic extracurricular opportunities are waiting just to be discovered. We're working very hard to get things ready for you, and I know from some of your head teachers in your primary schools that you're still working very hard at school as you get ready to make that journey. My name is Christopher Parr and I'm one of the assistant head teachers here at the Academy. I'm based at Westfield Drive campus and I'm responsible for looking after the Year 7 pupils as well as the Year 7 tutor team and leadership team that we have here at school. The information that I'm going to go through in the next few slides would have been part of the presentation that we gave to your families when you joined us for the information evening that was advertised in our transition booklets. Obviously, in these extraordinary times, that hasn't been possible, but we hope that these information films can go some short way to helping you understand what you need to know and also providing you with the chance to ask us any questions that you might have as well. So to this particular presentation, I'm going to have a little look about transition, an average school day, the sort of subject setting, homework and basic curriculum outline for your children, as well as how we will report progress to them as we move through. So that's a little bit about what we're going to cover in the presentation. And let's begin by talking about the latest update I have for you about our transition plans. I'm really sorry to have to bring this news to you all, but I'm afraid it's not going to be possible for us to run the in-person transition days that we had planned for our last week of term on the 13th and 14th of July. That's just due to a rather unfortunate situation we're dealing with at the minute in Year 7. But the good news is that we do have lots still of ideas and lots still of resources for you that we'll use to support you over the coming few weeks, beginning, of course, with this presentation here today. I'm sure that some of you, certainly in the Knutsford schools initially, have been aware of visits from your head of year, Mrs. Knowles and Mrs. Jones. And that's all part of our outreach work as we look to build up a profile, not just of the teacher assessments of students, but also very much getting to know as many of the students as we can in person, so that we are beginning in September with a really rounded understanding of each individual. You'll be able to find all the latest transition information on our school website at knutsfordacademy.org.uk, and it's there that you'll find, and no doubt are, by watching me speak here, access some of the information and presentations and videos that we'll be putting up to help you and to explain things that you need to know. You already will be able to access and have watched, no doubt, the fantastic film about life here at Knutsford Academy. And from next week, we'll also be putting up a virtual tour of Westfield Drive, along with the chance to meet some of the Year 7 tutor team next week. I have subject challenges available in English, maths and science that will be getting out either to your primary schools or onto the website. And all of our transition work will be supported by a booklet in partnership with Cheshire East. I'm very keen that we answer as many of your questions as we can, even though, given some of the restrictions we're currently operating under, that can be difficult. So there'll be an opportunity for you to fire in questions to us that we can come back to you with. And please, if at any point during the next few weeks you have any questions, you can always get in touch with one of the team here at school. And also, when we come back in September, because we're not able, sadly, to offer the in-person transition days at the end of July, please don't worry. The first couple of days that we spend here at school together as a Year 7 family, we'll really be making sure that those 2 days are based around you getting to know some of the routines and expectations and obviously locations of places that you'll need to be. So I suppose one of the main questions that you might have is what the actual school day looks like. I'm here currently in the school hall here at Westfield Drive, and this is where you line up in your form groups just behind me every day as you come in and enter into school. Students are welcome to attend and arrive at school from 8:30 onwards. You'll arrive at school and then you'll either socialise and meet and gather on the rear playground with staff supervising you, or you'll come into the GMEX area where you can put your coats and equipment into lockers. You'll also would be able to access some breakfast in our school canteen, and that's all before the school bell rings at 8:40. It's at 8:40 that you'd make your way to line up in form groups here in the hall, and that's where your head of year Mrs. Knowles and assistant head of year Mr. Bell would meet you along with your form teachers. Uniform will be checked and you'll get any messages or notices about the day. There are 5 lessons, 5 periods in each of our school days here at the Academy, and you can see the times of those lessons down the side, left-hand side of your screen. Don't worry about some of the kind of like unusual times. Basically, you can see that between period 1 will last up to around about 9:55, and then you have 25 minutes of break time, half an hour of lunch time, and then more or less lessons that last 1 hour. 3 o'clock is the end of the school day, and that's when you'd make your way home, either walking or cycling home, making your way up the link path nice and safely to get the bus home, or making way through town with your friends to perhaps travel to school on the train. You will move around school a little bit during the day to various lessons, not too much, but a little bit, and that's one of the differences maybe that there would be to your time in year 6 at your primary schools. So a day that lasts for 5 periods, a day that you can start arriving at school from 8:30, a 20-minute form time at the start of each day with your form teachers, and that's a nice checkpoint each day where you can, any issues that you've got or anything you want to sort of check, your form teacher very much will be your daily personal point of contact, and then a 25-minute break time, 30-minute lunch time, and lessons lasting an hour. So forgive me for vanishing briefly so that you can see all of the slide on screen, because this is perhaps one of the most important slides in the presentation. It's the Year 7 curriculum and all the different subjects that you'll study, the fantastic subjects that you'll study during your time with us. This sort of distribution, this sort of model of lessons will stay pretty consistent with you through year 8 and into year 9. You can see a very strong academic core subject of English, maths and science. You can see our humanities suite of subjects, history, geography and religious studies. You'll have the choice to study either French or Spanish with us in your time here during Key Stage 3. And then down below, some of the really exciting offer, our strong performing arts team giving you a sample across the full performing arts range, including musical theatre and performance review. We have art, graphics, design technology, food technology and textiles on offer, and you'll also have the chance to study and take part in PE 4 times a week, along with a really strong personal health, social and citizenship program. You'll do those subjects inside your form groups. We operate a fortnightly timetable. We call it an A and a B week. So you'll have in effect 10 different days worth of lessons, and you'll very quickly settle into that fortnightly routine. Our lessons last for 1 hour, and you therefore, doing 5 lessons a day, will have 25 lessons per week, 50 lessons over a fortnight. And just to explain the numbers in the brackets next to each of the subjects, that tells you how many of those 50 lessons in total you'll have over the fortnight cycle. So it's, for example, 7 lessons of English and mathematics over the course of an ordinary fortnight. It's a very broad range of subjects, and one which will really help you not only make progress in your core subjects, but also give you the chance to develop and learn new skills and talents, so that when you make your way through into GCSEs, and you have the chance to pick some of your option subjects, you can really tailor your learning and your subjects to suit your particular skills and strengths. Okay, so let's have a little look at how the actual lessons and subjects combine together from a timetable point of view, and how we use setting to organize individual students into the right kind of class. In the coloured boxes in the centre of the screen, you can see the subjects that are, if you like, tied together by the timetable. So the setting in English, for example, would also be used for history, geography, and religious studies. Your child would be in the same class for those subjects. And that's true for mathematics and science and the others that you can see on screen there. Three of those squares, the English, mathematics, and languages square, will use quite broad-based setting structure that's based on the Key Stage 2 this year teacher assessment data that we work very, very closely with our primary partners to get right. Obviously, there are no SATs scores coming into us this year, but please, please, please do be rest assured that we have worked very closely with primary schools. We're very experienced at doing so, and we do have a sort of a pretty decent understanding of where those individual students are currently with their attainment and achievement. We will use our own internal assessment data at progress points every half term, and sets are not fixed. We will respond to students to make sure that we have got them placed in what we feel is the best possible set for those. Whichever set a child is in, the curriculum, the schemes of work, the content, the knowledge, the skills that we're working with will remain consistent. And so we would ask you for your understanding and your trust with us in this, and also obviously the information that we have from the primary schools where you're currently at, particularly in this year of all years, that we have done a lot of work on it, and we will, if we feel that changes are necessary, we do obviously have the ability to keep on working on those sets as we move forward. Subjects such as PE and PHSCE that you can see on the bottom right of your screen, they'll be taught slightly differently. They'll be taught in mixed ability, even form groups for their lessons as well. It's a nice sort of blend and mix, and what it means is that unlike year 6, your child will have plenty of opportunities to sort of experience a different combination, if you like, of students in a class environment, and that will help them develop all kinds of levels of confidence, maybe different friendships, as well as their own personal development. As well as the academic excellence that we strive towards, we're also really proud of the world-class opportunities from an extracurricular point of view that we have on offer here at the Academy. Of all the things I kind of hope that your children are getting excited by, it's the range of extracurricular opportunities that will be available to them. I really do encourage them to get involved and to participate in that, from sports teams to the performing arts opportunities, to STEM club, to all sorts of visitors and experiences that we have. And there's a vast array of opportunities for your children to get involved with and develop new skills, talents, friendships, and so on. We'll issue reports to you at key points during the year so that you can keep track of your child's progress. And again, you can see that we will use a variety of codings that you can see on screen here. We will calibrate from Key Stage 2 data, and I would also add this year our own internal data that we will run in year 7. A projected GCSE target for students, that's a statistical measure, and then our grading systems are used to sort of calibrate relative progress against that flight path as the student goes on through the year. We'll also grade on behaviour, effort, and homework, as you can see. as well, and also giving you, attendance and lesson monitor, which is our behaviour scoring of a 1, a 2, or a 3 in lessons. So in every lesson, your child will be awarded a lesson monitor score. 1 for excellent and outstanding work, 2 for good and everything else, and so on. And that tracks as an average to give you an indicative sense of how their behaviour is. Attendance is absolutely crucial. Obviously, you'll be familiar with that from primary schools, no doubt. But it's the effort, I suppose, as in everything in life, that ultimately we really value here at the Academy. Children who give their very best to their work and to others in how they sort of respect each other. That's really the essence, I suppose, one of the core values that we have here at the Academy. But you get a comprehensive report like this, key points in the interval, and as I say, they're linked to the progress points that we'll do, the assessment tasks that we'll do, and work with your students right across from year 7 as they move on the way through to the end of year 13. Obviously, another difference maybe between year 6 primary school and year 7 and secondary school is that the amount and type of homework can develop, change, grow and expand. We have a homework timetable that's set across every fortnight, and over a fortnight you can expect core subjects like English, maths and science to have 3 homework sets, languages to have 2 tasks set, humanities a task for each of history, religious studies and geography, and then additional tasks from performing arts and art and design, although these might vary in their nature. The most important thing, obviously, we want students to make the very best effort they can with their homework, to take the time that each individual task requires, to take a pride in the presentation and the completion of their work. And so we try to set a variety of tasks in nature, and you can see those on the right hand side of the screen here. That homeworks might be learning, might be revising and consolidating knowledge, or indeed they might be a sort of a challenge, a competitive task, an extension task of some sort. Work might be set to get ready for a lesson, or work might be set that's perhaps more formal, more traditional, a written response to work that's been covered in a particular lesson. The most important thing is that we really value homework here. We want homework to be engaging and interesting, so that it can be of real benefit in your child's progress. Homework will be recorded in a variety of ways. Your children will be given a planner that they can use, if you like, as their personal diary to make down notes and to note down and organize themselves, which obviously is a key skill that's required in year 7. But homework will also be recorded on SIMS, which is our information management system, so that you too can keep track of what homework has been set. So I just mentioned SIMS on the previous slide, and if you haven't yet, then one job before September is to download the SIMS parent app, because that will give you live access to your son or daughter's timetable, homework, attendance data, calendar dates, and also allow you to update and keep up to date your own personal details. We'll send you that email invite to get onto the system, and it's a really effective way that you can quite easily stay up to speed with all the key information that you need to know, both from calendar dates, as I say, to how your child is performing and behaving, and the effort that they're making at school at that particular point in time. So that's the end of our initial presentation for you today. But I guess the most important message of all is on screen here next to me that you can see. And that's that we're so much looking forward to welcoming you. I know that Mrs. Knowles and Mrs. Jones have already enjoyed meeting some of you as far as they've been able to in their visits to primary schools. But we just can't wait to get you here and welcome you onto Westfield Drive and get you working, meeting and socializing new friends from other primary schools, and really enjoying everything that we have to offer here in year 7 at Knutsford Academy. Just a reminder from the beginning of the presentation that I'm also very keen to resolve and to answer any questions that you might have. So simply by sending us an email here to contact@knutsfordacademy.org.uk, and if you title your email transition, then you can post any query or question that you have. I'm very, very sorry once again that we aren't able for the second successive year to invite and welcome you as Year 6 students in the summer term here, so that you have a chance to look around. But do remember to look out on this website next week, where we will be publishing and letting you see the tour around Westfield Drive, so that you will be able to some extent, recognise and familiarise yourself with some of the locations and places that you'll be spending your time in September. Apart from that, for now, thank you very much for your time. I hope that you found this presentation useful. Keep working hard in Year 6, and really do enjoy your last few weeks with your primary schools.